What's going on, Genius Nation? Welcome to a brand new day. This is the Daily Genius, and I am Dr. Will. As always, I'm super excited that you're here with us on this journey. For those of you that are watching this outside of our Facebook group, when I talk about Genius Nation, that's who I'm referring to, our private Facebook group of over 1,000 individuals that are committed to becoming the best versions of themselves and creating a life that they love. Inside the group, what we want to do is provide you with tips and tools and strategies to assist you in creating your best life and becoming the best version of yourself. So if that sounds like you, then I invite you to be a part of the nation. Simply after you finish watching this video, go over to Facebook, look up Genius Nation. It's a free private group. Once again, we just want to support you in your endeavor of becoming a better individual, a better version of yourself. This is episode number 97. Episode number 97. I've committed inside the group, this group here, to show up 365 days straight inside this group. I want to provide you with value. So this is episode number 97, almost to 100. And I'm super excited as I think over these 100 episodes, the content that we put out there and the direction that we're going for the next 265 videos. I'm super excited about that. So on today, I want to talk to you about stop making it hard. Stop making it hard. What am I talking about? Your success. I talk to hundreds of business owners and entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I find is that we overcomplicate a lot of stuff. Now, when you're building a business and when you're building your life, there are going to be some things that are complicated. You can't get around that. But a lot of the things are not that complicated, but we make it complicated. You know, I was thinking on my walk this morning, I was thinking about some of my clients and some of my smartest clients, the smartest clients that I have, they struggle the most. They struggle the most because they complicate things. They make things hard. And it's for most of us, it comes from the educational system that we were brought up in, right? How did you get rewarded? How did you get rewarded in the educational system that we were brought up in? You got rewarded by taking tests. You got rewarded by taking tests. They would teach you something, you would test on it, and if you tested well, you would get an A. That's how you got rewarded, right? And so we take that into adulthood. When we want to see, before you could go to the next grade level, you had to pass. You had to pass. So in our minds, for me to do something, there must be something I need to pass. There must be a test. You know, you want to become a doctor, you want to become a lawyer. I think for lawyers, it's the LSAT test you got to take. And for doctors, you got to take all these series of tests. You got to do not internships. I can't think of the word for it, but residencies you got to do. And so it's always like this mountain that I got to climb. It's always this mountain that I got to climb. And we take this into every area of our lives that, man, if I want this, right? Think about the songs that are written. I work hard for my money. So hard for my money, right? We sing songs like surviving, right? Just trying to survive, right? And so that makes us think that everything we want to achieve, it has to be this hard, laborious task. But in reality, what's real, what's real, a lot of the things that you want to do, it just requires you taking action. It just requires you taking action. That's what it requires. Just you simply taking action, not passing any tests, not needing any certification, just you taking action. Just you taking action. And as I was thinking about this morning on my walk, I was thinking about a couple of entrepreneurs like Howard Schultz, who is the CEO of Starbucks. How many of you know that Howard Schultz is not the one that started Starbucks? He literally worked for this small company in Seattle, but the owners of the company, they were complicating success. And Howard Schultz took a trip, as the story goes, he took a trip over to Europe, and he saw how the people in Europe interacted with coffee. And I've lived in Germany for 14 years, and so traveled all around Europe. So I know they're big on their coffee, and they're big on especially in London, they're big on their teas and things like that. But hot beverages is a way of life. And so Howard Schultz got exposed to that, and he saw that, and he came back with the idea. We can do this in America. But the owners of the coffee, of the coffee shop, is no, Americans won't do that. No, that's not. They complicated it. They started putting up all these barriers. So Howard eventually convinced them to sell the company to him. And now we know Starbucks as it is today, simply because Howard didn't complicate it. He didn't put up these barriers. He didn't say what Americans wouldn't do. He concentrated on the Americans that would do it. And everybody doesn't drink coffee. Everybody doesn't drink tea. But Howard Schultz has proven that enough people do, right? Another person that I thought about was Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc. Who is Ray Kroc? Ray Kroc is the individual, the gentleman that has made McDonald's what it is today. And so McDonald's, think about Ray Kroc. Notice McDonald's is not named after Ray Kroc. McDonald's belonged to the McDonald's brothers. And when they connected with Ray Kroc, he had a vision of what McDonald's could be, but they kept saying, no, that's not going to happen. People are not going to do that. Eventually, Ray Kroc got them and convinced them to sell McDonald's over to them. And just imagine if you are a part of that McDonald's line, if you're a part of that McDonald's family, what those brothers gave away because they weren't willing to uncomplicate the process. And so what areas in your life are you complicating? You're making it too hard. You're just making it too hard. And it's not even that hard. It's not even that hard, right? One of the areas when I'm working with our clients in our speakers academy, I'm telling them about always getting visible. Get visible, do videos, get visible. But they complicate it. Oh, my lighting's not right. I don't have the right background. But here's the thing. Watch this. Let's just using me as an example. Let me show you how easy this is, right? Building your brand, just, in the speaking industry. So almost for 100 days, we're episode 97, 100 days, I've come and I've done this video. I've done these videos, the Daily Genius. But what am I also doing? I'm doing a presentation. I'm presenting to you some information, the same thing I would do on a stage. I'm presenting to you some information. So guess what I've done for the last 100 days? I've done 100 presentations. So now if I was just a new speaker and I was getting started, now I could put that on my website. He's given over 100 presentations, and I have. See how uncomplicated that is? Where most people are waiting. Oh, I'm waiting for my first gig. I'm waiting for my first opportunity. You don't have to wait. You could create it. You can create it. And so for the last 100 days, I've done 100 presentations. This year, I will have done 365 presentations. At the end of the day, the least that will happen is I'll be a better communicator. I'll be able to put my thoughts together a lot better. I'll be able to consolidate my ideas and speak clearly in a short amount of time. We do these videos, right? Anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. And I've done, right, 100 of them. By the end of the year, I've done 365. And so as a speaker, right, I'll be able to say over 300 in 2024. And it'll sound crazy to people when I say this, but in 2024, I would have done over 300 presentations. Now that sounds crazy, right? It's only 365 days, but I will have done over 300 just this year, because we started this in December, right? So 335 this year, over 300 presentations. So stop complicating it. Stop complicating it. You know, people ask me, man, how do you write 50 plus books? I don't complicate it. See, how do we complicate it? What do you mean by that, Dr. Will? Oh, I want to seem smart, right? When I'm writing this book, I want people to think I'm smart. When I write a book, I don't think about that. When I'm on the stage, I don't think about impressing people. I think about impacting people. And you don't have to be perfect to impact someone's life. You don't have to be perfect to impact someone's life. You need to be authentic. You don't need to be perfect to be authentic, right? And so when I write, I'm not writing to write a perfect book. I'm writing to share information that has been beneficial to me that I hope will be beneficial to you. That's my purpose. I'm not writing to write a New York Times bestseller. I'm writing to communicate information that I feel will help somebody. And so when you approach it from that standpoint, and then I always know, what did I tell you guys the other day? You can always improve on done. So maybe I mess up on a couple of words. Maybe I need to adjust some editing or whatever, but I can always do that after it's done. So I never overthink it. See, you're thinking that, oh, once you write that book, it has to be like that forever. No, I was, during our last quarterly training, one of the speakers, he talked about that. Someone asked him a question about his particular book, and I believe he said he was on edition number 4. And they asked him about edition number 4. Why is it 4 editions? So he said, I kept improving it. I wrote it 5 years ago, and now I'm smarter than I was 5 years ago, or I have some different experiences, or I got some different information now than I had then. And so he just keeps updating his book, adding more stuff, new material. And so he's up to his 4th edition. It's the same thing you can do. I know that. I know that I can change it. Like, I've changed covers on my books. I've updated some of the information inside my books because I know I'm not stuck with the information in the book. I can always update it, right? And so I want you to stop making it hard. Stop making it hard. Stop putting up all these barriers to entry. Oh, once I get this, then I'll go do it. No. You can do it right now. You can do it right now. We got to get over this idea that it has to be hard. Last thing I'll share with you guys, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, basketball players, NBA basketball players, and they got a lot of criticism for going to a team that put them in a position to win a championship a lot easier. Kevin Garnett went to Golden State Warriors, right? Initially, LeBron James went to Miami, and they put themselves in a better position to win a championship. And people criticized them because they said, oh, they want to make it easy. Well, yeah. Why would you want to make it hard? See, there is no glory. There is no glory. There is no glory in that it was harder. It's the same trophy. The trophy doesn't say, oh, you worked extremely hard for this trophy, or, oh, you didn't work hard enough for this trophy, but you still know. They got the same trophy. They got the same trophy, right? And so, but because we have this idea that something needs to be hard for it to be valuable, man, you know, when you work harder for it, you value it more. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. And so they put themselves in position to get their ultimate goal, which was winning a championship, and they did it. And they did it, right? Last example, like comedians. Like now it's this thing between a traditional comedian and what they call internet comedians, right? And the traditional comedians are telling the internet comedians, oh, you guys aren't for real because you didn't struggle like me. I drove 5 hours, 10 hours to do a 5-minute set, and all you did was pop your camera on. If I'm getting the same result that I want to be able to tell jokes to the public, and there's a new medium I can do that, then why would I want to make that hard? So we got to get out of that mindset that it has to be hard. All right. So that's what I have for you guys today. Go out there and be your amazing selves. Go out there and be your brilliant genius self. Do something amazing today. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow inside the Daily Genius.